Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. And I've been neglecting you World of Tanks players. Somebody actually pointed out in a World of Warships video that I did recently that it had been 4 days since they had a World of Tanks video. And you know what? You're absolutely right. I'm just so into World of Warships lately. I have been neglecting World of Tanks. So, in an effort to make up for it, today I'm doing a focus on the Halluf map. Our first replay comes courtesy of Blarton here in the Cromwell Berlin, hugely popular tier 6 premium medium tank. It's pretty much identical in almost every respect to the existing Cromwell tier 6 medium, except it's better. That's right, this thing has a faster turning circle than the regular Cromwell. I think this is an amazing tank, and a lot of you seem to agree. Blarton certainly seems to do pretty well in it. I really don't think he has any complaints about the performance of the Cromwell Berlin. Halluf is a very, very different map to the Halluf that I remember playing on back in the bad old days. This entire end of the map used to basically consist of one corner on the top of a hill where all the heavy tanks used to go to bounce shots off each other's front while they waited to be killed by the artillery. Not anymore. You can actually have a really good fight up here. Blarton initially gets caught out by the old World of Tanks render range thing. Check this out. He's watching the corner here for tanks zipping across, and there they go, and they're already halfway across before the game even renders them and makes them visible. That's just the way World of Tanks game engine works. The closer a tank is to you, the more often the game calculates and refreshes its position. At that kind of range, as you can see, if the tank's fast enough, it can actually get halfway across the gap before the game even makes it become visible. Wargaming have been promising to increase the rate at which the game refreshes and updates the position of tanks for quite some time, but it's something that's planned and hasn't yet been implemented. But he did actually manage to get one shot off. He was never going to get more than one off, so it didn't actually cost him anything. I was actually sitting here at this point looking at the map and thinking his team's heavy tanks are taking the time getting up here. His team doesn't have any heavy tanks. It's highly unusual. It's mostly mediums with some tank destroyers, some light tanks, and of course the artillery. And here come the rest of his team's lights and mediums. Now, on the other side of that rock, they've got an AMX-ELC, a Type 58, and I'm pretty sure another one of the Berlin trio tanks, a T-3485 Rudy, the Polish T-3485. He's sitting there waiting to see if anybody's going to try retreating and coming back around that side of the rock, but the rest of his team are pushing around in numbers, so he's going to have to get his ass in gear and get around there and take advantage of the enemy tanks being thrown into disarray. One of them's already down, there's only 2 of them left. He's going to have to motor in order to get up here and get some extra damage done. But the Cromwell B's a quick tank. He can do that. There's only one of them left. It's the Type 58. Can he get the killing shot? Oh, it bounced. Oh, he's still got some health left. Come on. Bingo. Got him. Now, other side of the map. Hellcat has just run into a TOG. And the Hellcat is going to have some serious TOG problems here. The TOG's got the Hellcat, but he's got to be thinking, for God's sake, if those mediums up front could have just held on for another 40 to 50 seconds, this TOG could have had a fantastic game. But as it is, he's run out of friends, he's caught out in the open, he's about to get slammed by artillery. In fact, he did just get slammed by artillery. And enemy artillery are doing their level best to kill Blarton as well. Luckily, they missed. Here comes the friendly Cromwell. Come on, Blarton, get him. Yeah, he's nailed the kill on the TOG as well. Now, I have to admit, you see that Nassau over there, right by the enemy base? I missed him at first, but he did not miss that Chaffee. And he didn't miss this M3 Lee either. Look at the reload on that thing. Bang, bang, 2 kills instantly. Blarton obviously paid attention and saw where the Nassau was. Stays in concealment here, comes around. There's a VK. There's one. There's another one at the back there. He hasn't actually taken any damage yet, and he's not in any rush to do so. However, he is going to be vulnerable to artillery fire here, so he can't afford to sit still. And, yep, there it is. And he's got the VK 3001. Keeps moving, lucky to not get his tracks blown off by artillery fire. Scores are dead even, 9-9. Now, which way's he going? He has a little bit of a moment of indecision here. I think what happened was he was looking at the map and he saw the enemy Cromwell and Cromwell B cleaning up down at the southern end of the map, and he thought, best go back and deal with that. But then the Cromwell gets taken out by their artillery, which just leaves the Cromwell B there, and he does have a pair of tank destroyers down at that end of the map that can potentially deal with the Cromwell B, which means that there's nothing left on this side of the map other than the enemy artillery and that Nassau who just killed the Chaffee and the M3, and providing you play your cards right and you use the terrain to conceal your approach from the Nassau's last reported position, because he's unlikely to have moved, you can deal with the Nassau and potentially get yourselves a Pascucci's medal here for 3 artillery kills. So that's pretty much exactly what he's decided to do. Now the Nassau was over there on the right. Is he still there? Yep, there he is. Now he has of course spotted him for artillery, so he cannot afford to stop here. There are 3 artillery and he's going to be then. Oh, he's got the Nassau. He spotted 2 of the artillery. There's the Griller. He is going to be public enemy number 1 for these guys. Watch how fast this tank goes. Firing on the move, of course. And he, oh, look at that. And the Cromwell fires so quickly that it doesn't really matter if you miss a shot or 2 while you're on the move, because you just get another shell in the breech and try again. And there's 2. Where's the 3rd one going to be? He's got to be back up there, surely. Yep, there he is. There he is. Well, he's had all the time in the world to aim. And he's got to have a shot loaded and ready. Meanwhile, the Cromwell B on the enemy team is having a monstrous game himself. Oh, he's fired and missed. He's fired and missed. You can take your time now. Make it count. Bingo, there you go. Pascucci's medal, 3 artillery kills. There's now just him and 1 artillery left on his team against that Cromwell B, who is probably going to kill the other artillery. And then it's Cromwell B. Yep, there it goes. It's now Cromwell B versus Cromwell B. 2 Cromwell Bs enter. Only 1 will leave. So, enemy Cromwell, last spotted, killing all of his artillery. He's just gotten himself, I think, a Pascucci's medal as well. For I'm pretty sure the enemy Cromwell B nailed all 3 of Blarton's artillery. His artillery is informing him that this Cromwell is a 1-shot kill. Where's he going to go? Now this is of course the encounter version of El Halluf, and there he is. 1 capture point on this map, and he's basically telling Blatan exactly where he is. Now, the obvious thing to do would be to rush in a straight line down to the cap and hope that he's not hiding in a bush and going to see you coming and get the first shot off. Although, if that guy's a 1-shot kill, Blarton can afford to take 2 or even 3 hits from him. He only has to land 1 shot, but why take chances? I've seen tanks get ammo-racked in this kind of situation, so instead he knows exactly where he is. He takes the long way around, he's got plenty of time, because he knows that that guy is going to be hiding on this side of the hill, waiting for him to take the direct route, and he obviously has 6th sense. He knows he's been spotted, but it doesn't matter, because he's dead. And that is Ace Tanker, Radley Walters medal, Pascucci's medal, Top Gun, and High Caliber Blarton in the Cromwell B. Very, very well played game in a fantastic Tier 6 medium premium British tank. So, how did you like them apples? You want some more? Let's have some more. This is Repex in the E50. Again, obviously, as the title of the video suggests, we're on El Halluf. This time, it's a Tier 9 match. Now, unlike in the Cromwell B match that you've just seen, which was a close match, it was 1v1 right at the end, but the damage that Blarton did, 2,182 damage, was he pretty much carried his team. And 2,182 damage isn't bad at all for a gun that only does 135 damage per shot, but we're expecting better things in this match because, well, we're in the E50 now. Blarton did do far and away the most damage on his team in the previous match, but you're going to have to do a little bit more than 2,182 if you want to carry your team in a Tier 9 match in the E50. So, Repex, let's see what you're made of. Have to admit, looking at the initial deployment, wasn't feeling too good about the outcome of this game. With the exception of 1 AMX 1390, every single light tank on the team has come all the way around here to fight it out with the enemy heavy tanks. There's a T-43 coming up from behind. The T-71 down there has spotted the T-54 lightweight in the middle. And he's just sitting there exchanging fire with him. Which is a little foolish. He's just throwing health away. And Repex is sitting there waiting. And I'm not entirely sure what he's waiting for. Is he waiting for his heavies to catch up? Is he waiting for this traffic jam of light tanks to get the hell out of the way and go somewhere useful? Or is he waiting for the T-54 lightweight to die so he can cross that saddle without being lit up and potentially shot in the flank? But either way, the T-54 lightweight is down. The T-43 looks like he got bored of waiting, moved up, took a big old hit. And now Blanton is basically the point man for his team. Although, okay. Well, I was wondering where his heavy tanks were, because there's a whole bunch of enemy heavies around that corner. And, well, here comes an IS-3, which isn't quite what I meant. Where are the tier 9 heavies? But the IS-8 on the team is actually there. You can see him on the map. He's gone wide, he's on the left-hand side, and he's around the other corner, and he's also bouncing shots off the front of that VK4502B. IS-3 spots an opening, goes out, takes a shot. Repex does exactly the same at the KV-4, and the T-43, who really should not have been fighting on that corner, not against that kind of opposition, pays the price. You'll notice that I did have to censor the chat, by the way, the RU-251, who was dumb enough to sit in the open, staring out across the middle of the map while spotted, got one-shotted by artillery, and didn't like it very much. I don't normally censor chat in these replays because I firmly believe that if people are going to be arseholes in chat, then the world deserves to see it, but what he said was too despicable even for my channel. Keep an eye on the position of the enemy E50, by the way. He's in the centre of the map there, and he's just killed the RU-251. He's a sneaky bugger. He played a pretty good game. Meanwhile, sniping away at the commander's hatch of the VK4502B. After killing the KV-4, Repex has loaded a PCR ammunition for this. He's basically doing a heavy tank's job up here. Lurver, not the gun mantlet, just to the side of the gun mantlet in the turret front. That will penetrate. There you go, APCR, 270mm of penetration. He is not going to make any money out of this game, which is going to be surprising considering the amount of damage that he ends up doing here, but that's just how expensive premium ammunition is when you're in a tier 9 or 10 tank. But look at the way he's bouncing shots here. Waggling his turret, moving backwards and forwards. He's just denying them shots at his commander's cupola. And he is consistently doing return damage while bouncing shot after shot after shot from these big old heavy tanks. Doing his best to never give them a flat surface to shoot at. Artillery tries to punch his ticket. The WZ is sitting there aiming and waiting, prepared to take a hit in order to score a clean solid hit on the front of his turret. He's finally taken some damage. Meanwhile, friendly T-29 behind them goes up in flames. There's that E50. Now, Repex takes another hit there. He has only just noticed the E50 behind them. The T-29 driver is about to embarrass himself. Blames the artillery for killing him. Well, one, that's their job, and two, it wasn't the artillery who killed him, it was the E50 putting a shot into your big fat American ass. Anyway, the IS-3 finishes off the E50, the IS-8 moves up, takes over Repex's position behind the wreck of the T-43, but the Lurver kills him. Now, the IS-3 is still there. He's putting some shots into the Lurver. The IS-3, again, comes back to his initial position to try to back him up, but they're running out of friendly tanks here, and the IS-3 goes down. Repex is now the sole focus of the attention of all of the enemy artillery and those two heavy tanks, and he does make a bit of a cock-up here trying to get himself clear, but he puts another shot into the WZ. WZ scores another shot in him, distinctive sizzle there, high explosive anti-tank ammo, but we're certainly not complaining because Repex has just expended his entire stock of APCR, but he can't afford to hang around there. There's the artillery trying to get him as he pulls out, and luckily friendly artillery, the FV207, was on the ball. Another shot from enemy artillery. That's why he couldn't afford to hang around there. But the FV207 has killed the Lurver. If that hadn't happened, he would almost certainly have taken another shot in the rear as he attempted to disengage. He did have a lot of ground to cover there in order to get out, but he has managed to disengage and spots the AMX 1390 scouting out the middle of the map, puts one shot into him, doesn't initially get spotted. 1390 disappears from view, throws a speculative shot at him, and does get spotted after firing that second shot. He's got to stay artillery safe here. He does not have an awful lot of health left. Now we know the Lurver is dead, but the WZ-111 is still kicking around there somewhere. Now, looking at the other end of the map, friendly SU-152, and oh, hello friendly Jagdtiger, so nice of you to eventually join us. But the SU-152 is busy lighting up a whole bunch of enemy tanks. He comes around the corner, and suddenly a surprise Jagdtiger pumps a shot into him, gets the hell out of there, and Walker Bulldog. Now remember, the WZ-111 was up here, so he's taken an awful risk here, but he can't afford to have a Jagdtiger behind him and a Walker Bull. He's got to kill the Walker Bulldog because he can't turn his back on the Walker Bulldog to face the Jagdtiger, but the Walker Bulldog is lighting him up for artillery. Rams him, puts a shot into him, waits for the reload. Walker Bulldog is not going to penetrate the front of an E50. Second shot doesn't kill him, rams him, finishes him off. He's got to get the hell out of there. No sign of the WZ111, but artillery is going to be trying to kill them both. There they go, they went for the Jagdtiger. Artillery will have had a bit of a fright when that SU-15... And there's the other one, yes. Artillery will have had a bit of a fright when the SU-152 lit some of them up, but the SU-152 is dead. They are now free to focus on Repex once again, and there's the Jagdtiger, and whoa, that was close. But of course, the Jagdtiger spotted him, and there's, well, the artillery will probably have loaded very, very soon, so he has to keep mobile, he has to keep moving. He doesn't want to make himself an easy target for artillery. Unfortunately, well, friendly artillery are running out of options. He is not going to have any friendly artillery support here. That enemy AMX 1390 that he put one shot into and left on very, very low health has made it into the friendly artillery park. And he's killed the FV207. The M12 is probably not going to last much longer. Now remember, there's a Jagdtiger down here somewhere. There's the 1390, there's the M12. Come on, M12, defend yourself, shotgun him. Where's that Jagdtiger? Where did he go? Repex checking around behind him. You really don't want a surprise Jagdtiger rolling up your arse. No, the M12's down. And there's the Jagdtiger. Oh, not good, not good. And notice there, right at the other end of the map, there's the WZ111. What he's doing over there, I have no idea, but the friendly Jagdtiger has killed him. Was that a Cromwell? That was a Cromwell. Why is it okay. Jagdtiger fluffed his shot. Repex, trying to go for the lower glacis shot. Misses. Jagdtiger does the smart thing, starts backing up. Doesn't want to let Repex get around him. Back up against the wall. Repex takes the shot, angles the armour, bounces. Enemy artillery misses. Cromwell trying to cap. Okay, we'll finish off the Jagdtiger and then we'll deal with the Cromwell. There's the 1390. Now the 1390 fires one shot. Repex puts one into the Cromwell. The 1390's got to be out of ammunition. That has to be the last shot that he had in his magazine. Otherwise, he would have come around the corner and he would have killed Repex after he fired that shot into the Cromwell. Instead, he doesn't do that. He runs off. So Repex is quite safely able to kill the Cromwell and not worry about the 1390, but he is still going to have to worry about enemy artillery, and he gets away with it again. Well, I say he gets away with it. He's doing absolutely everything he possibly can to not get hit by artillery. He's keeping the thing mobile, he's keeping it moving, and he's looking for that AMX 1390. He's got to kill this guy before he reloads, if at all possible. There he is. Oh, it missed. It missed. Well, he didn't have much of a shot, and he pretty much had to take it, but now, once again, there are still two artillery, and you have to count on them wanting Repex dead as quickly as possible, because once he kills that 1390, they're next. Amazingly, the Jagdtiger still hasn't actually seen anything other than that WZ111, who was a one-shot kill for him. That Jagdtiger actually only fires 3 shots this entire game, and he's already fired 2 of them. Wait until you see what he does with his final shot. But meanwhile, Repex has got to find and kill this 1390, and there he is. He's found him. Surely the 1390 knows he's here. Surely he's not... No, he is. Okay, well, we're certainly not going to complain. So, obviously he did get spotted when he shot and killed the 1390, so he's crawling his way up this slope, trying to get into cover behind that rock, and not get hit by artillery once more. Amazingly, the Jagdtiger hasn't found any of the enemy artillery. And it is good to see the messages in chat there, you know, as to sort of counterbalance some of the horrendous behaviour, some of the toxic behaviour from some of the players earlier on this match. A sudden outbreak of good sportsmanship occurs from the enemy team in chat. And Repex has done just short of 9,300 damage so far. He's got 6 kills, a Top Gun. There's a potential Radley Walters on the table here. If he can kill those 2 artillery, he's going to get himself a Radley Walters. And he's in an E50. There's no reason why he can't kill those 2 artillery. He just has to find them before the Jagdtiger does. Jagdtiger crawling over the hill at the top there. I don't know, maybe he doesn't have the fully upgraded engine yet. Oh, he's found one of them. And artillery defends himself with a shotgun. There it is. Oh, that was so close. He's put 1 shot into the first GW Panther. He finishes him off. There's the second one. He is going to beat his reload. He's going to get this shot in. There's 1. Leaves him on 2 health. And the Jagdtiger fires his 3rd and final shot of the game and takes the Radley Walters. Oh well, that's World of Tanks for you. I think it's fairly safe to say that Repex was a little upset about that, but at the end of the day, the Jagdtiger didn't do anything wrong. He did drive all the way around there and saw nothing other than a one-shot kill, WZ111. You can't... I personally, in that situation, having only done 800 damage the entire game, I would have let Repex take the kill. But at the end of the day, these heroic medals are not things that are given to you, they are things that you should have to earn, so fair play to the Jagdtiger. However, 10,000 damage done, 3,700 damage blocked by armour. There was only one other player on his team who did more than 1,500 damage, and only just the IS-3 got 1,507. And to the people who say that the E50 is only good as a sniper, 10,000 damage done, 9,300 of it, at less than 300 meter range. And despite the fact that after firing 33 shots, 10 of which were premium ammunition, his ammunition supply costs were 68,000 credits on that match, but he still made a profit of 45,000 credits because he just did so much damage. An absolutely fantastic game by Repex in the E50 on the sounds of El Halluf. I hope you enjoyed today's video, folks. As always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.